Welcome to Heat Check. This is the top 10 highest selling vintage denim items on eBay over the last 2 weeks. Let's dig into the list. Alright, before we get to the top 10 list, I do want to give an honorable mention here to this really interesting piece of denim. This would have been high on the list this week, but unfortunately, while it has officially ended, it hasn't been paid for yet. So I didn't want to put it on the list until it was, but I did want to show it to you because it's really cool and really interesting. And hopefully it does get paid. The price paid was, $19.06, or will be paid $19.06. That's a pretty on par with what I've seen these go for in the past. This is a 1950s denim store banner, literally made of denim. This is like a bolt of denim. You can actually see on the back side, you can actually see that it actually is selvage denim. I mean, these are super cool. I mean, if you have one of these, you're an ultimate collector, in my opinion. So definitely want to pick one of these up in my lifetime. They're super interesting, super cool, and hard to come by. But this one apparently sold for $19.06.99. We'll see if it actually gets paid for, but still a beautiful piece of denim history. Now coming in at number 10, we have these vintage Levi's Big E 501 ZXX. These are a kid size, so that's pretty cool. They have the leather patch you can see there. There is a little bit of wear here and there. These small sizes can do pretty well, all things considered. Let's see. More interesting photos here. Yeah, here's some of the rivets. Look at that. The tag is still somewhat legible. You can still read some of the size information and some of the print, so that's really cool. There's that selvage, that talon zipper. These are super interesting. Another one that's hard to find. This one, here's the hidden rivets you can see there. So beautiful pair of vintage kids jeans. These sold for $532 with 22 bids. At number 9, we have this guy, the vintage Coast Guard denim jacket shawl. They have it dated between 1940 and 1950s. I can't argue with that. It looks probably like it's around that time. Look at that. That's really cool. I don't know what it says there, like Sweden or something like that. I don't know, but it's really interesting. Let's see. I don't think I see any like exposed selvage edges, which would be cool. Those Coast Guard buttons are sweet. Now, we've been seeing a lot of military denim on here, and so this is, there's Sweden, maybe? I don't know. Let me know if you know what it says in the comments below. Let's see if it says something here. Being sold by the original owner. Okay, so the original owner says Swede. All right, it was personalized Swede. That's right. That would make sense. So, really interesting piece here. You don't see the Coast Guard. You don't see military denim that often, so it often ends up high on this list. And this one, I did just fine. It sold for $550 with 2 bids. Kind of surprised. I would have expected with our run of military denim being a bit higher, we would have seen this go for a bit more, but $550 seems pretty cool. Congratulations to whoever actually got their hands on it. So super cool piece of denim. Then at number 8, we have the vintage Lee Gelt denim chore coat. Looks like to be in pretty good condition. There is obviously some wear on those cuffs for sure, and on the back of the neck, and there's some repair work too. Some interesting repair work. The 91J here, size 40. Beautiful piece of Lee denim here. Obviously, it looks like they've actually repaired that too. If this would have been in better condition, we would have definitely expected to see a pretty decently higher price. Not a lot of other information. Pit to pit's 22 inches, so it's about 44, 46 size. So super cool pair right here, or not pair, excuse me, but jacket right here. The 91J. I've had some of the newer versions of this myself, but this one did sell for $580. Then at 7, we have Wrangler. Wrangler does not make this list that often, but we have a dead stock pair of Wrangler jeans right here. You can see the Blue Bell logo on it, and an older looking, like kind of almost a rough cut looks. Maybe the cut's not rough, but the sewing is a little rough on the Wrangler logo here. You do not see these every day. This one is button fly. That is a bit unusual. You don't. These are, I mean, absolutely beautiful. There's that sailcloth stamp that you would see around that the 50s and 40s. Now let's see what else we can find here about this thing. Man, absolutely beautiful pair. And dead stock too. I don't think there is, let's see, they don't show any selvage, which would not be unusual. This was not, yeah, there's the inseams and out seams too. That would not have been unusual, but still incredible pair right here. This one did not sell for $14.95, though wouldn't have shocked me necessarily, but it did sell for $625. Feels like a deal for something this beautiful and dead stock. So congratulations to the buyer and the seller. Then we have this vintage 60s 559 XX. This is the blanket lined version of the 557, so an early 60s jacket right here. You can see some of that lemon colored thread. The patch is still relatively intact, and it's a pretty good size 40. The condition looks fantastic. Lots of deep blue still left. I don't see any particular, maybe a nick here and there, but for the most part, absolutely gorgeous condition. There is the Troy blanket tag that would have been attached to it. Let's see, it does actually have wash instructions, which is interesting because, you know, wash instructions were not required at this point, but some of the stuff they did include washing instructions. And in this case, this is one of the only times that I can recall that Levi's would have included washing instructions prior to the rule change, the FTC rule change. But still, awesome jacket. We haven't seen one of these in quite a while. It was a lower week for denim sales, so this one snuck up a little bit, but it got it on the list at $965 with 21 bids. All right, so here is somewhat of a controversial one. Obviously, this is not a legit Levi's original vintage pair. This is an LVC pair. This is the S501XX Big E. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know about all the different elements of the LVC line that make them desirable. And I will say that there's a little suspicion on here because this buyer is doesn't apparently have the best record. But the sale did appear to have gone through, so we're going to go ahead and just take Terapeak's word for it, and it went for $1,100. It's a pretty cool pair. It's obviously LVC, so that leather patch doesn't look quite original, at least not from my experience. It does have like that duck cloth. This would have been basically a World War II pant. If this were a legit World War II pant jean, this would have been significantly higher. You have the donut buttons, victory buttons there. So super cool pair. It does appear to have gone through at $1,100, but that just goes to show you that LVC has some valuable pieces as well. Then we have the 1950s Levi's 501XX, a good old, workhorse of a jean that we see on this list. Does look like have some damage. The leather patch is clearly shrunk down, so it's been washed a number of times. But generally, a pretty cool pair. There's some crotch blowout there. It did not sell for $500, so just hold on. You'll see here in a second. Big E, obviously. You can see those hidden rivets peeking through on this particular pair. There's that jerkified leather patch, offset, belt loop, V-stitch, hidden rivets, etc. A lot of wear here, so probably going to have to do some repair work if you're intending on wearing it, but it's not a bad piece by any means if you're intending to wear it and want to get it repaired. This one is sold for $1,100 as well. Now at number 3, we have a really cool one because it was sold by a viewer and a subscriber to the channel. So congratulations. We have this 1930s or so Carhartt coat here. Pretty good condition. There's that cool, one of those old Carhartt like train car tags. Super sweet. Technically it's not denim, but we're going to count these things anyway when they come, especially when they are coming from subscribers and stuff. So super cool. We have seen some cool Carhartt pieces on here. This is one of them for sure. We got that R.E. Fry written in the inside. It's so awesome. I believe this was a yard sale find, so that's pretty awesome. And even more awesome that it sold for $1,100. So congratulations. Super awesome piece of Carhartt right here. Then at number 2, this is super cool. You don't see this one every day. We have a basically dead stock 19th century stifle striped denim. This is crazy. The stifle fabric has been super popular. It's having a minute. We'll probably do, you can learn all about stifle. Wheeling, West Virginia. I got to get out to there and see if we can't find some. The boot here. There's a way you can probably date this. I don't really know a ton about it, unfortunately. But needless to say, this type of fabric in this condition does not come very often. You cannot find it very often. So super interesting piece. Definitely one of the coolest pieces we've seen. This one went for $1,800 with 14 bids. Wow, what a cool piece. I'm sure we'll see more stifle on this list. This is the only stifle somehow, stifle fabric that we've seen on this list this week, but it will certainly not be the last. So if you have some vintage denim that you're looking to identify or get an appraisal for, you can email me some photos at loopfam1@gmail.com. Maybe I'll even make you an offer. All right, number 1 is a 501. This one is from the 1950s. Look at that super deep dark wash on this thing. The Jack Ron patch looks like it's been ripped off. It looks like it was Jack Ron, so it's probably on the other side of 1955, or on this side of 1955. It is a size 30 by, let's see the length here. Wow, this is why this is going so high. Look at that inseam. Crazy inseam. I don't know if it's gotta be that's wild. In fact, I don't know if I've... No. There we go. That was the total length. So for a second, I thought they were showing us the inseam there. Right here. Right here. That is the total length. But the inseam is about 31. So this is a 30 by 31. Beautiful pair of 1950s 501s. In pretty good condition. You can see they probably had them rolled up. Which I'm sure whoever's going to wear them will probably end up rolling them up as well. But these sold for $2,550. So congratulations to the buyer and to the seller. Really great pair of jeans out of Chicago, Illinois. Fantastic to get the number 1 spot this week. And that was the Heat Check this week. Thanks for watching. Check out Heat Checked every Tuesday when we check out the top 10 highest selling t-shirts and denim.